What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan Knox, and I am your host and founder of At the Top. And we are back with another episode to go over the NFL Week 12 headlines, as well as obviously your favorite headlines that are coming off the court and field. So without further ado, let's lace up, lock in, and I'm going to see y'all at the top. So one of the first games that we're going to mention from this week is the Houston versus Buffalo game that happened last Thursday. Houston pulled out the big win 23-19 and honestly really stopped a lot of the Buffalo momentum that was coming through, throughout the season up until this point. We've questioned, are the Bills frauds? We've questioned, is Josh Allen like that? He just had a crazy week and then follows it up with, yes, it's a short week. You just played on a Sunday. Now you're playing on Thursday. Real quick turnaround. However, you still have to execute week to week. And the Bills did not do enough against that Houston's front line that was destroying Buffalo's offensive line. It literally, they were running through them like they were sandpaper. It was bad. I think Josh Allen got sacked 6 times, which is the most times in his career, but they were just making him uncomfortable. His throws looked uncomfortable. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. There was a lot of things that were going negatively for Buffalo that Houston took huge advantage of. And honestly, it paid off with a huge win. Now, can Houston's defense will them to the playoffs? I'm not sure. With Indianapolis this year being so good and other wild card teams looking to, solidify their spot, for Houston to really make the playoffs, they're in control of their own destiny. They mostly have to win out, but they're going to also have to have other teams above them take some bad losses as well. So we'll see if that ends up willing them into playoffs. I know Buffalo right now, they're probably not going to win their division. They'll still be definitely one of the 3 wild card teams in the AFC. So seeing what these teams could do in later of December and early January, we'll see. But it was a good game on Thursday nonetheless. Now, when it comes to the New York teams, right? Jets out of there. We're not talking about Jets. And honestly, the Giants, we could kind of scratch them off the list too. The Giants have played some, I think, in terms of just NFL games this season. Let's say you took the top 10 NFL games this season. I think the Giants are legitimately in 4 or 5 of those games. They're playing teams extremely well, but they're just not getting it done. I mean, you look at this score, 34-27. Detroit beat the Giants in overtime. Jameis Winston, it just seems like he plays a great game every year for a new team. No matter what team he's on, you're going to get one historical. He's good for one historical performance every single year. You just know. Take it off the list. I remember the year that I think the Browns started him against the Ravens. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. And what did he do? Sent the ass home. I was like, come on, son. Jameis is really good for one historical performance. I think over 350 yards throwing. He had the trick play touchdown. It really just seemed like the Giants' play calling later in the game was holding them back. Malik Neighbors commented on his Twitter account or X account and then later on deleted it. But I feel like it's good for some guys to outwardly, talk about their frustrations with the team. Why can the team voice their frustrations with a player, but a player can't voice his frustrations with the team? We don't want to give, I don't want to break it down, but slave master and slave owner type vibes where it's the owner could only critique the players and the players have no say about what the owners are doing. They're just running rampant up there. If you have a problem with the play calling, if you feel like the play calling cost y'all the win, I feel like that should be spoken about, whether publicly, privately, whatever. These play callers have to be held accountable for what they're doing, just like the players are being held accountable by everyone, players, fans, front office, on their play on the field. So it really should go both ways. One of the most talked about games of the week, another big rivalry game, an NFC East matchup here, Dallas versus Philly. Dallas came out to win 24-21. Now, there are some major takeaways from that game. One is that Philly is not as good as we believe they are. They are just not. I know the record says one thing, but that dysfunctional locker room, what's going on with A.J. Brown, what's going on with Jalen Hurts, I don't know. But they better hope they get it together by the end of December, early January, because playoffs, you get one game. You get one game in the playoffs. So if y'all slipping up, if y'all not aligned or not in sync for that one game, you will go home and next season starts. Like, you cannot play around. So for the Eagles, whatever position they're in right now, yes, the record says one thing, but that internal locker room says a complete other thing. Like, y'all need to get that together. On the Cowboys side of the fence now, trending upwards, playing well. Dak is looking like one of them dudes for real. I cannot lie. And George Pickens may be one of the best signings of a, receiver in a while. Like, this George Pickens investment could truly, truly change Dallas's future for the next 3 to 5. And I'm saying that seriously. Like, you legitimately have, yes, CD Lamb is dropping some balls, but you legitimately have 2 prime number 1 receivers on each side of the field. Like, even when you talk about Cincinnati with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is like that. And he would be, the number 1 receiver on some other teams. But Pickens and CD Lamb, unless you have a top 5 or top 6 receiver on your team, those guys are your number 1s, for sure. And Dallas has 2 of them. And the fact that could, take steps back in the pocket, look around, and he got 2 number 1s to choose from, that's going to make Dallas a very dangerous team when it comes down to the ultimate tournament, which is the NFL playoffs. It's a one-and-done scenario. If Dallas could make it and somehow squeak their way into a wild card spot, I do not think a lot of defenses in the NFC specifically will want to go up against Dak, George, and CD. Especially when you talk about, you want to factor in their tight ends. The running game is improving. Dallas may be a team that teams have to worry about right now. We'll see how they develop. Right now, I believe they're 5-5-1. So they're definitely going to need to stack on some more wins after this. But, we'll see what Dallas is doing. But I like Dak's game right now, and Dallas is playing some good football down there in Texas. I cannot lie, y'all. The NFL struck gold, I believe, this year when it came to the Thanksgiving Day lineup. I mean, Green Bay and Detroit at the 1 o'clock spot need that already. Like, at least me, I'm fasting that first half of the day. So at least I have something good to watch in the beginning half, because Green Bay and Detroit is going to be a barn burner for sure. Those are 2 teams that are looking to solidify playoff positioning in the NFC. Those are 2 teams with good quarterbacks trying to make a statement for themselves and their careers. And I believe these are 2 teams that should be winning at least one playoff game in the NFC this year. So the fact that we get a matchup like this on Thanksgiving at 1 p.m. is great for business, especially with the NFL. Now, following up that game, you have Kansas City and Dallas. Honestly, it's like having the 2 most popular people in school fighting, like, for everyone to see. Like, mind you, both teams are going through their own struggles. You have, the popular guys in class, where it's Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes. You have America's team quarterback versus, the dynasty of the last however many years QB. Like, that's going to be a prime battle. So right smack in the middle for where, you have your dinner plate out, 4:30. You're going to have a nice big plate, and hopefully we have some great, great football on the screen. Now, to cap off the night, at least it's a great nightcap for me, because I got my, my Baltimore Ravens playing. But the Ravens are going to be playing the Bengals, which is always a shootout style matchup. I mean, Joe Burrow is coming back. He literally averages like 300 yards a game for the past 4 Ravens starts that he's had. Unfortunately, he's been like 0-4, but I don't want to jinx him because I need my Ravens to pull out this W. Lamar Jackson, listen, whatever they want to report about injuries and stuff like that, the man is more injured than they're making it seem like. I mean, I was watching the game. He was rolling out against the Jets on a 3rd down, literally slowed up, tried to juke. I was like, that is not Lamar's game. Like, he is get down all the way. He's going to burn you around that corner. He's not going to stop and try to make a little move like that. So I believe there's more than what's to the eye or what's being said to the media. However, I believe this is going to be a good game. Obviously, I'm taking Baltimore for the W in the late night spot. In the midday spot, call me crazy. I think I got Dallas. Call me crazy. I think I have Dallas in this game. And then when it comes to the early game, I'm going to roll with Green Bay. I think Jordan Love is going to have, you know what, this is my boldest prediction right now. I think Jordan Love is going to have a historical Thanksgiving Day performance, and they're going to beat Detroit in, honestly, a shootout, I believe. I believe Detroit's going to come back at them pretty hard, but I feel like Michael Parsons may have some key stops down the line, and Jordan Love is going to show us why he's that quarterback for Green Bay in the future. All right, so now to take it off the field, off the court, let's talk about some of the headlines that is going down right now. Now, talking about teams, front offices, who's working inside that building, the NFL social media teams are going hard this year. And when I mean going hard, they are trolling the hell out of the teams that they beat. I mean, I've seen crazy posts from the Cowboys team account, the Texans team account, and the Seahawks team account, which are all just crazy trolls. I mean, they're playing into trends. They're staying relevant with people that are, older in age, like, the 30-40 group. You have, at least social media wise, because obviously people 50 and above, obviously social media isn't really geared for them. So yeah, you may have a joke in there for them or two, but at most of the point, your viewership isn't them. So you're not catering to them for real. You have like your older millennial jokes, and then you have your Gen Z jokes too. And I'm not gonna lie, they're hitting. Like they had the Texans beat the Bills, and they had the Mills Mafia because their QB Mills had beat them. So they had the Mills Mafia with the chain on and the W on their social media. The Cowboys posted trolling the Eagles. Like these teams, I love it. Honestly, I love it. Like I don't understand. Like when it comes to sportsmanship, keep that with the players on the field. Social media department should have no sportsmanship at all. Like when the Ravens play the Steelers, I want their social media accounts to be attacking each other at wits' end. Like, let's go back and forth. The fans are going back and forth in the comments. It just brings another level of excitement to the game, a level of entertainment to the game. Because sometimes players may see it, and then it's extra bulletin board material for them. So now they're like, oh, we got them trolling us? Yeah, nah, we got to win tonight because we want to be the team trolling the other team. So definitely W on the NFL social media department, just in terms of those teams. But gold star to the Cowboys, Texans, and the Seahawks because y'all getting it done. I mean, the Seahawks referenced anime Attack on Titan with one of their social media posts. And I'm like, all right, they know ball. Like when you see sports crossing over into other things like fashion, anime, whether it's entertainment, it's like, wow, like they're tapped in for real. And whoever's running that account is really within that culture and making sure that those accounts stay relevant and their team stays relevant as well. We're going to stick to football on this one. And, honestly, we're going to get real serious here. The SHEDUER Sanders situation. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the SHEDUER Sanders situation. Comes into the game, plays the Raiders. Okay, cool. Listen, we're going to get this off the top. We know the Raiders aren't a good football team. We get it. The Raiders are not a good football team. SHEDUER Sanders had 1 week of practice with the first team. Came out on Sunday and got him a win. No other Browns QB since, I believe, 1999 has won their debut as the starting quarterback for that football team. No matter how good the defense played, no matter how good the special teams played, no matter how good the offense played, the starting QB has never won their debut football game for the Cleveland Browns prior to 1999. That's what I have in terms of facts. SHEDUER did that, right? Cool. Kevin Stefanski. Come outside, bro. Come outside. We just want to talk. The people just want to talk, bro. Just come outside. Like, what's up? You didn't want to name SHEDUER the starter when Dylan Gabriel went down with the concussion. You just came out and reported on Monday that SHEDUER will be the starter moving forward against, I believe, San Francisco. But no props. No, the kid did well out there. No, even like you can't even call him a game man. He managed the game well, did what he needed to do. His teammates followed suit. Like he must understand the buzz that's going around. You have a SHEDUER Sanders who people believe is capable, is more than capable of succeeding at this NFL level. It's not like people saying, yo, SHEDUER sucks, this, that, and the third. It's, yo, give the kid a chance. We've seen him in college. The college receivers are now NFL producers right now. And the dude throwing in the ball ain't shit. Something not adding up to me, personally. Stefanski needs to be investigated. The Browns organization as a whole needs to be investigated. And what they're doing and mismanaging SHEDUER is honestly criminal to levels I've never seen before. Like, I just feel like the treatment is personally unfair. Whether you want to look into the agent, I've seen the agent conspiracy. So, for those who do not know, Dylan Gabriel's agent is also Kevin Stefanski's agent, who is also Dan Orlovsky's agent, who is a talent on First Take, NFL Live, ESPN talent. Now, whether they all share the same agent or within the same agency, there is a conflict of interest. Why? Because Dan talks about football on a national stage, and he's meant to be critiquing and reporting on players, coaches alike. However, a player and coach in the same organization is also represented by the same group as a national media head for the NFL. So when it comes down to critiquing that situation, some people, obviously we know who, are going to toe the line when it comes to the topic at hand and not address it full on. So when you watch shows like that, if they could give you a skewed perception of the situation at hand and not the actual facts that's going down. SHEDUER Sanders being treated unfairly, no matter how you look at it. And honestly, his production, if it continues this way, is honestly just going to make their head coach and their offense coordinator and their, from top down, it's going to make them look bad. Like, these guys are almost preying on their they're almost preying on SHEDUER's downfall. Because if SHEDUER comes out, throws for 4 TDs, runs for 35 yards, doesn't turn the ball over, has a few TDs, managing the game well, doesn't make any errant throws, now it's going to be like, so y'all didn't see this in practice? You guys didn't see this in training camp? You haven't seen this on tape? Like, what is going on? So honestly, I really hope SHEDUER comes out against San Francisco and lights their ass up. And I hope Kevin Stefanski has to watch it sitting on the sideline knowing damn well he wishes any other QB in the world could be starting for his team and he'd be standing up for them. But when SHEDUER comes and plays, all of a sudden it's politician talk. I don't know this, I don't know that, we'll see, this, that, and the third. Oh my gosh, forget about it, man, please. Free SHEDUER, man. Free my boy 12. All right, pivoting from football, man, let's talk a little hoops off the court right now and a little on the court. But off a rip, like, can we talk about the Ja versus Klay beef? Like, Ja Morant, I'm personally not a big fan. I'm just going to say that right now just because the discourse after this may reflect that I'm not a big fan of Ja, but I'm just not a big fan of Ja. And honestly, I wasn't a huge Klay fan either. But let's take a look at this, right? When Ja was at the peak of his short basketball prime, I believe he's still in his prime currently. However, we rarely see the man on the court. Whether it's toy gun, whether it's finger pointing, whether it's celebrations, whether it's, injuries, he's just not available. The best ability is availability, and Ja ain't none of that right now. So I can't say that. But in Ja's quote unquote peak, he was getting sent home by Klay every year. Yes, Steph. Yes, KD sometimes and stuff. But what are we talking about? The Grizzlies would have a great regular season, go to the playoffs. Golden State would be a lower seed, 6 seed, 7 seed, whatever, and be like, oh yeah, we got Memphis, cool, great matchup. Match up with them, send they ass packing. What does Ja talk? And Ja want to talk about Klay, a 4-time champion, one of a top 5 shooter of all time, someone who dropped 60 points in a quarter. What? Excuse me, not 60 points in 3 quarters. And I think he had like 37 in 1 quarter, or has a record or something. Like, basically, Klay like that. Let's not talk down on Klay's resume. 2-way shooting guard, defense, offense. The man did it all. Was a part of a vital part. Let's not talk about, oh, he was a bench player. No, a extremely vital part on 4 championships teams. And Ja Morant talking about he's a bum? This man came off an Achilles tear and gave y'all 22. He's a bum? Yo, the Nike Tech Techs is getting crazy, y'all. Y'all see how we pivoting over to the quarter zips. Feel? Quarter zips. Mind you, I don't want to say nothing, but your boy been rocking quarter zips for a minute now. Ja honestly need to flip that script, because the Nike Techs is not doing for him. That hood baby mantra that he's trying to show off is not working, because at this point it's debunked. We know you not hood like that, Ja. Come outside, Ja. We know you not like that. We seen where you go, like, respectfully. We know you not like that. So let's give it up and start hooping. Like, let's stop the talking, the antics, this, to that. Let's hoop for once. And, yeah. Let me chill. Ja, just hoop. Don't worry about Klay. Klay did his thing. If Klay wants to retire tomorrow, Klay could retire tomorrow and be better than you ever were in any point of your career. What are we talking about? So let's cool out when we addressing champions or dudes that are really established and gonna have gold jackets in the league. Like, let's not do that. Another thing is, like, for Klay to be speaking up so heavily about this in the locker room, post-game press conference, and, going back and forth, Ja pointing the finger in his face and stuff, like, it bothered Klay. Like, Klay not even one of those people to be outspoken about little things like that. But if clearly Ja's out of line here, so Klay's like, yo, listen, little bro, like, slow your roll, do what you need to do, and then you could do what you want to do. Because now at 4 rings, Klay can do what he wants to do. Ja still needs to do what he needs to do, because he ain't reached that level yet. More NBA talk here, man. Cade Cunningham, shout out to you, my dog. One of the best logos I've seen for a player's signature sneaker ever. If you have not seen Cade's signature logo, please go look it up. The double C in the form of the star is tough. I mean, whoever the graphic designer is, or the man behind that design, deserves not 1 raise, but 2 raises, because that logo could be thrown on jackets. It could be thrown on shoes. It could be thrown on hats. Like, it's something that's sleek enough to where you could put it anywhere, bold enough to where you recognize it, but not overpowering to where it's like, ugh, I can't have that. Like, I could see a monogram of, Cade's logos on like a texture or fabric. Like, I feel like it goes kind of like that. Like, it's that tough, personally. So I haven't seen any leaks of his actual signature shoe. I'm expecting that to come out within the next year. I believe that's a Nike shoe right now. So another huge shout out to Cade. Nike, I hope Nike does right by you. Like, and also switch up the silhouettes. Like, we got lows. We had some highs. Like, can we get some mids? Is Cade going to do a high version? I know he likes playing in lows right now. So, like, can we switch it up with the traction pattern, the storytelling? Like, something needs to be different so we could just start a whole new wave of shoes. Like, whether he wants to throw a strap on the shoe or, a different type of lacing system. It's 2025. Like, let's get a little, experimental with the shoes that we're putting out on the court, because we basically seen it all at this point. So, I'm really excited to see what Cade's going to do. Being in the Detroit market is going to be tricky. So I'm going to call it here right now first at the top. Do not tell you we don't talk business here. Cade is in Detroit. He is about to get a signature shoe. I guarantee you, when it comes down to large contract re-signings, be careful now. He may go to a large market. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't like, listen, I love Detroit. I know he's all in. However, Nike may be that, sales could go up. How about New York? What about LA? How about Chicago? How about, Miami? Like, let's look at these destinations. Detroit may not get that bottom line in terms of business that he wants to get. They might build around him. They may make it, a gorgeous destination for him to stay at. However, the business minds in Cade's corner are going to speak up with a different tone when it comes to Detroit. That's all, man, for this week's episode of At the Top. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope everybody has a great and happy Thanksgiving this week. Make sure y'all eat as much as y'all heart desires. And as always, I will see y'all at the top.